Hi, I'm Keegan Brasch, and in this video, we're going to be going over some of the features and enhancements that have come to the Teesnap platform so far this year. We've had a lot of exciting development, a lot of new features, things like custom inventory fields, multi-person accounts, the ability to pay a balance online, profile-based restrictions in the online booking engine, reporting enhancements, and much, much more. Really excited to get into it. And if you need any help implementing these features, if you have any questions about what's been released, make sure to reach out to Teesnap support or to your account manager. They'd be more than happy to get you going. So let's dive in. All right, so we're gonna start with custom fields. So I'm in Teesnap admin, I'm in the inventory section, and you can see there's this new add custom field button. What that's going to allow you to do is create custom inventory fields that you can apply to the products in your inventory list. Now you might be asking yourself, well, what does that mean? What can I actually do with that? Well, let me show you. So if I go into products and then I'm going to pull up a Callaway driver. In the past, let's say this was a driver that I custom ordered for one of the members at the club. In the past, all I could really store in terms of information of that product is the name of the product, the inventory category, the price, the SKU, those types of things. I couldn't really get a more granular look on what exactly that driver was. So now if I click on the edit button, I go to the inventory section. There are all of these additional fields with data points on this driver that I didn't have before. So now I know that this is a Callaway driver. It's an extra stiff shaft. The shaft type is a Fujikura Ventus Black. It's a mid-size grip and the shaft length is 45 inches. And I can use all of those fields to filter through my inventory reports, my inventory audit, even my inventory list, and then historical sales as well. I can always go back and see, okay, well, what exactly was that product that I sold then? So that's just one example of a use case. There are many, many use cases for custom fields, and I'm sure you'll come up with things that we haven't even thought of.
So let's move on to restricting departments by user role and restricting display categories by department. This is going to give you a ton of flexibility in terms of the user setup to make sure that the employees only have access to the departments that you want them to have access to and the products that you want them to have access to. And this is customizable by each position at the facility. So I'm going to start here in Teesnap admin. I'm in the beverage cart user role. If I scroll here to the bottom past the permissions, now you can see we've added a department permission layer here at the bottom. If you want this user role to have access to another department, you simply turn the toggle on. When they log into the iPad, they will have access to that department. For the beverage cart user role, I have only given them access to the beverage cart department. So if we go to the next layer of this, I'll pop into inventory and I will go to display categories and I'll pull up the beverage cart display category. This display category is only active in the 2 beverage cart departments that are available on the iPad. What this means is that when the beverage cart employee logs in to the application, they're only going to have access to the bev cart department and they're only going to see the bev cart products. So let's take a look at what this looks like in the application itself. I'll pull the iPad up on my screen. I'm going to enter the employee ID of a beverage cart only user. Hit go. Now you can see I only have access to the beverage cart. And if I navigate to the checkout screen, the beverage cart products are the only ones that appear for me because those are the only ones that I have the ability to sell. Gives you a ton of flexibility, makes it really easy for your staff, make sure that they avoid any mistakes in the application. I think there's a lot of good use cases for this feature. Next, we'll look at a highly requested feature, the ability to customize the digital tip suggestions on the iPad. I'm in Teesnap admin, I'm in inventory, I'm in the receipt configuration section. You can see we've added these boxes for the digital tip suggestions. I've input 18, 20, and 25%. Now, when I turn the tablet around to the customer to collect the tip, those are the default tip percentages. The custom tip obviously is still available. So the next 2 features we're going to talk about are multi-person accounts and some enhancements to the online booking engine for your golfers and members. Multi-person accounts is any time that you need to designate an account primary and link sub-accounts to the primary so that those charges roll up to a single account holder. That's really what this feature was designed for. Those are your corporate memberships, your family memberships, your spousal, your couple, whenever you have multiple people on a single account, and all of those charges need to roll up into a single statement. So I'm in here in the application. I'm in the accounts receivable section of this customer. I'm going to click on edit AR status. And right there, we've added the toggle to make any account a primary. Once you make it a primary, you can open up the linked account section. That'll populate your customer database. And then you can add those linked accounts. As soon as you do, all of their charges are going to roll up into a single statement. As I mentioned, we have added the ability to pay down your balance online for your golfers as well. So when they're logged into the online booking engine, they can just click into the account section. And there's now going to be this new billing tab down here. So if I click on billing, I can now filter the transactions. I can download a current statement, or I can make a payment against that account, all through the online booking engine, either through mobile or web. Both of them work, and they can store their payment methods in this account as well. Moving on to annually recurring programs, we've added the ability to bill product on an annual basis every 12 months in addition to monthly and one time. We are also adding semi-annual and quarterly, but you can now have multiple products inside of a program that are all billing on different cycles. Now we'll look at the variable surcharge. We've added the ability to customize your surcharge amount. As you may know, Teesnap is one of the few providers in this industry with a fully compliant surcharge program, and you can now adjust that surcharge amount inside of the administrative portal as well. So if you are in a state with a surcharge cap like Colorado, you can simply adjust the surcharge percentage, and that's automatically going to apply to your transactions as well. For this next feature, we are back in the inventory section of Teesnap admin. I am printing price labels. One, we've added the ability to include your course logo on your printed price labels. Two, you also have the ability to generate a barcode based off of a SKU number. So the next couple of features here are related to the online booking engine. The first one we're going to look at is restricting tee times by profile. What this is going to allow you to do is take any segment of tee times and say that those are only accessible by a specific player profile. So if I take the 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. tee times here on Saturday, I use the allowed profiles toggle and I select full golf member and publish that. You have to be a full golf member in order to be able to have access to those tee times in the online booking engine. If I pop over to the online booking engine, you can see here I'm not a full golf member, and therefore the first tee time that is available to me is 6:07 a.m. If we navigate over into the back end of web admin, which is where you control your online booking engine, we have also added a start availability time. This is the time configuration for when tee times are released for the last day in your booking window. This is a highly requested feature. Very excited to get this one rolled out as well. Now to wrap up this video, we are going to finish inside of Teesnap reports. We've had over 50 enhancements to the reporting engine this year alone. I am going to touch on a couple of my favorites. The first one is the ability to override the naming convention of a data point inside of Teesnap. So I've got my default column names right here. To change those, I simply double click and I can change the column name and save that. The next thing you can do is click down and filter inside of each column as well. So in this example, I can just pull the categories that I am looking for. You also have the ability to remove columns from the table itself. And then again, with the bookmark feature, you can save all of these reports once you've configured this the way that you want it to be set up. The next couple things we'll look at quickly is we do have a new enhanced simulator workbook with a lot of data that's specific to simulator booking engines and usage. This is going to continue to be worked on as we progress. And then finally, we have also added one of my favorites. I really like this. This is a modifier report that'll break down your modifier groups and modifier sales and show you exactly where that usage is coming from. We have a ton of enhancements to the reporting engine, so if you are interested in knowing more about what's there this year that wasn't there in previous years, reach out to your account manager, Teesnap Support. If you managed to make it through the entire video, hats off to you. Thank you so much for taking the time. We appreciate the support of Teesnap. We've had a lot of exciting features, enhancements come out this year, and we've got a lot more coming, so make sure you stay tuned.